Hello there, welcome to ITV News. This is the calendar update. Family and friends have gathered to pay their respects to a 10-year-old girl who died in a mudslide in the North York Moors. Hundreds of people gathered for a vigil in Leah Harrison's hometown of Darlington this afternoon. Leah was killed in the landslide while on a school trip at Carlton Bank on Wednesday. Police and the Health and Safety Executive are investigating. 3 men have been jailed for child sex offences thanks to the work of a specialist South Yorkshire Police unit. 39-year-old Mark Priest from Sheffield, 45-year-old Andrew Spinks from Walmsworth in Doncaster and Timothy Newbury, who's 33 and from Rotherham, were all caught in an online sting after believing they were speaking to children over the internet. As the 80th anniversary of D-Day approaches, a group of veterans from our region have travelled to France to rededicate memorials there. On previous trips, former soldiers from the 13th, 18th Royal Hussars had noticed that plaques commemorating the Yorkshire Regiment's efforts on D-Day looked worse for wear. So they've now raised money and headed to France to renew them.
The outlying villages to where the plaque was, which was Hermanville-sur-Mer, also wanted us to dedicate plaques to those villages, which were liberated in 1944. So in effect, we actually did 5 parades, unveiled 4 plaques.
The Leeds United manager Daniel Farke has urged his players to use the hurt of missing out on Premier League promotion as motivation for next season in the Championship. The Whites lost 1-0 to Southampton in the playoff final at Wembley yesterday afternoon, but Farke says his Leeds side must use the defeat as a learning experience.
Out of such a day of disappointment, sometimes you learn more out of it and take extra motivation on to make sure that the next time you're not on the wrong end again. You make sure that you are also allowed to celebrate, and this is obviously what my players want to do also in the future.
Now the mystery of why a woman from America left hundreds of thousands of pounds in her will to Scunthorpe Hospital has been solved. Elizabeth Fairchild's donation of more than £300,000 has been used to improve dementia facilities at the hospital. Now, after an appeal to find out more information, the Trust has discovered that Elizabeth was born in Scunthorpe before emigrating to California in the 1960s to work in Hollywood.
We were all wanted to know what had happened. It was just like, who is this woman? How has she got, what links has she got to Scunthorpe? Because there was nothing. It was just a phone call from a solicitor to say, you've been left this money. It was a very emotional phone call. And yeah, it was just amazing to hear about her life. And then unfortunate that she actually developed dementia in her later years.
Finally from us this evening, walkers and cyclists along the Canal towpath in Calderdale have been treated to a live show on the move. Singers and musicians performed from a barge which navigated locks, geese and the good old bank holiday rain. Katie Oscroft reports.
This unique production, Opal's Comet, is music and theatre on a stage full of views like this.
It's incredible to bring a performance outside of a traditional theatre or gig venue. You have the landscape to work with, you have the weather to work with. The audience are always different and constantly changing.
We can move very, very slowly and the audience can dip in and out. They can sit down, watch it go past, and then you get this lovely group of people walking with the barge who all then start chatting to one another.
And that's the part some spectators enjoyed the most on this, the final day of 6 performances.
It really felt like a pilgrimage.
And you're going to the theatre and getting your steps in?
Well, absolutely. We did like 17,000 the other day. We followed them on Friday.
Others promised to take the idea back to America.
I'll definitely be talking about this with my mom. She would love stuff like this.
The barge has been through spectacular scenery in the Calder Valley. It's all part of a year of celebrations to mark half a century of Calderdale. Katie Oscroft, ITV News, Halifax.
Yes, a soggy morning on the Calder navigation. Will it stay that way? Here's Joe Blythe.
Good visibility on the horizon. TUI sponsors ITV Yorkshire Weather.
Hello Hello again. Low pressure will dominate our weather this week, so showers will be a really familiar feature. And as we've seen already over the last couple of days, they're rather thundery at the moment, and this continues to be the case. Bright spells which will feel warm at times, but in general, temperatures are around average at best. So it's feeling rather fresh. As we can see on the pressure sequence, low pressure very much in charge. We've got showery rain feeding across the UK. However, by the time we get towards the weekend, high pressure is just trying to build in, and that's going to give us a quieter end to the week, something drier and more fine to look forward to. Back to this evening's details. 1 or 2 heavy thundery downpours for a time, but easing off and most places becoming dry tonight, with some mist and fog here and there, very light winds, and temperatures in sheltered rural spots will dip away quite low, up towards the Dales, Skipton area, 5-6 Celsius, a chilly night to come. On to tomorrow, those are the sun times. First of all, it's up at 4:45, setting at 9:22. Tomorrow's details then, a misty start in places, but dry and bright. Quite quickly, though, that cloud begins to encroach from the southwest. We're expecting bits and pieces of showery rain by mid-morning, and then a significant band of rain to move across the region through the middle part of the day. It pushes northeast. Behind it, dry conditions for a time, but then following hot on the heels of that rain, a few heavy thundery downpours by the time we get to tomorrow evening. Not much room in the way of brightness tomorrow, 17 or 18 Celsius at best. Feeling quite cool. Looking ahead, more sunshine to come through the middle part of the week. Sunny spells and scattered showers on Wednesday and Thursday. High pressure builds in for the weekend. It is settling down and drying out somewhat.
TUI sponsors ITV Yorkshire Weather.
Hello, summer. Piri sponsors ITV Pollen Count.
And we're still in the very early stages of grass pollen season, accompanied by very unsettled weather conditions. Some good news for hay fever sufferers. Levels will tend to be low throughout this week. Bye-bye for now.
Thanks, Joe. That's it for now. Calendar's back with bulletins in Good Morning Britain from 6 tomorrow. But from all of us on the Weekend Bank Holiday team, bye-bye for now.